Hey guys, Murray from MBM Music again. I got some toys. Lockdown, what lockdown? Restrictions, what restrictions? Let's have fun. These are probably one of the greatest things that I've ever played with. They are great fun. People love them from kindergarten to university. If you haven't come across them, look up Boomwhackers. I don't personally own the company. I don't have any affiliation to the company, so I'm a user. I'm a person who's brought them out to use. Boomwhackers are great. They're washable, they're squashable, they're pretty resistant to everything. You can easily just wipe them down too if you're concerned about sanitation. If you've got a school set, put them in a garbage bin, keep them in a garbage bin, and at the end of the day put some water and disso in and you've got no problems at all. But what are Boomwhackers? Well, Boomwhackers are an open pipe, okay, coloured in ORF colours, which is great when you're working with junior school. And what you can do, we'll come to in a moment with those colours, it's really cool. Each one is diatonically tuned. There are chromatic add-ons. There are also lower ones. I usually don't use them with primary school kids because they're a bit big. And the problem I have is it's too exciting to be able to belt your neighbour with them. So you won't hurt yourself. They won't get hurt, but just from a school perspective, it's not good. They have the letter name, scale letter name on them. They also have the solfa name on them. So you can do do a deer if you want. They can be used in so many ways. They can be used as interpretive dance. They can be used as an ostinato. They can be used movement wise, all sorts of things. But the biggest thing I find at the present is we can practice our parts. So we're practicing our reading with them. We're practicing our music. We practice our skills. Now I put these into a school recently, only in the last week. And to see the kids, see the light bulbs come on in these youngsters to experiment what they could do, was exciting. It was really, really exciting to see. And again, guys, we've got to start talking about what we can do, not what we can't do. We've got to get through this. So what we can do, these are actually tuned. And what you do, I generally teach the kids, about there is what we call the sweet spot. You get them to test it. There it is. Each one, you can hear the pitch. I'm going to lose them in a minute. We've got a C major scale here. So what you can do, get your kids to get their band music out. Get them to play it on Boomwhackers. You might have to do some rewriting because of course generally with concert bands you're using with your bass clef guys in concert, your flutes in concert, and your trumpets transposing. It's often easier to just use the instruments that are pitched in C. I had my guys using Essential Elements book and gave them a task. It said, look, here you go. You got 5 minutes to work out exercise number, whatever, as a team. Because each individual person could have one or two, depending on the size of your group, depending on what's available, they can do it. You can also work in chords, and where this is useful to your band people, particularly young players, is to do things where you might use colour codes. You can get off the Boomwhackers site, boomwhackers.com. There are coloured codes that you can get down and laminated. There are notes that you can use, print out, laminate, etc. There's free resources. There are tons of other resources and things that you can use if you want to pay for them, but there's free stuff around as well. Or you can just get some square cards that are coloured, and you might do 3 squares. You might do, say, red, yellow, green, sorry, I'm an idiot. Red, yellow, guess what? That's C, E, G, there's a triad. When they play them together, if they play at the same time, you suddenly get a third. You can then experiment with things and go, we'll use the short ones up here, right? And say, there's one, that's a B, there's your C. If I play them together, that's discordant. You can now talk to your kids and say, well, this is what happens when 5 clarinet players play F natural and 1 clarinet player plays F sharp. Guys, this is what I'm hearing. You're now experimenting with that. Again, music is in the person, not the instrument. We can take these instruments, we can use these instruments, and we can make them happen. There are so many resources that you can use if you want to. These are readily available. I know in New South Wales, Optimum Percussion have them. Many other stores, music stores have them. You can get them really easily, and they're not all that expensive. Remember, it is a taxable thing too. But imagine you can get all extras. You can play them as I've done. You can play them on your foot. You can play them on your head. Although I always say to my kids, you do not touch your face with these, because what happens with them is they tend to play them like that. And of course, that destroys the whole idea of not playing a wind instrument, and you don't want people hitting each other. But we can have a lot of fun with them. We can also do a lot of substantial work in harmony, experimentation, composition. Remember the last video we did, composition? Use these. Write the thing, invent the thing, play the thing. This is just one of the tools that we can use to get through this lockdown, this restrictive period, and still provide substantive lessons to our students. Do what you can, not what you can't. Catch you around.